it's important that you set your intentions the proper way when you start out your day. And I kind of want to talk about that really quickly. The importance of setting your intentions in the moment that you wake up, right? Let me know in the chat, what is the first thing that you do the moment that you wake up, right? Let me know in the chat, what's the first thing that you do the moment that you wake up? And while you guys are writing that, some people are saying pray and say your affirmations. While you guys are writing that, I want you to understand that the first 30 minutes of your day will control your entire day. So it's very important that your intentions are set. It's very important that you begin to start new habits. I know some people, if you aren't already on this journey, you might just roll over and grab your phone. You might just roll over and turn the TV on. I'm not really sure what it is that you may or may not do, but it's important that you're very mindful of what you allow in your eye and your ear gate the moment that you wake up, because that will control your day. Have you ever had a bad day and you weren't really sure how it took place? It all stemmed from what took place when you woke up. What had your attention the moment that you woke up? See, social media is a gift and a curse, right? Social media is a gift and a curse. It's a gift because everybody on this call, we all qualify to make money via social media. It can be a curse because not everything online is meant to serve you, right? Not everything online is meant to serve you. And imagine seeing something the moment that you wake up and it's like, oh, wow, like that was a little too much for me. Like I'm kind of really sensitive to that. And you really have to think about that. Like you really have to think about that. Taking a look at social media, you see people that are fighting, sometimes even killing, all kinds of crazy things taking place. And then you wonder why your day took the turn that it did. So it's very important that you set your intentions correctly. And then taking it a step further, it's very important that you identify where it is that you are right now in your season. You have to identify, where am I at as it pertains to challenges? Am I in a challenge right now? Am I coming out of a challenge, or am I at a break point right now, getting ready to go into a challenge? You have to identify that. And after you identify that, you have to get excited, or you have to get excited. If you're on this call and you identify, man, I'm in a challenge right now, or I'm coming out of a challenge right now, or I just came out of a challenge and I was like, whew, that was cool, right? But you're identifying that you're getting ready to come into another challenge. You have to get excited. There was a word that was given to me that was talking about how you have to get excited in the middle of hell, right? You have to get excited in the middle of hell. I know Javon likes to play the Steve Harvey prior to the calls, and he even talks about how if you're in hell right now, why would you stop? Why would you stop? If you're actively in hell right now, if you look at your challenge, if you look at your situation as hell right now, why would you stop? Why would you stop? Because you would still be in hell right now. So if you can identify that, now it's time to put your focus on where you're going and put your focus on helping other people get there with you as well. Put your focus on helping other people get there as well. There was another word that I got that talked about, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnation, right? Talked about stagnation. Drop a 222 if you believe that you can be further along in something, whether it be in a business, whether it be in your trading life, whether it be in your personal life, whether it be in your spirituality. Drop a 222 if you feel that you could be further along. And if, as people are dropping the twos, I want to help you understand that in this season, you only get to keep what you give. Right? You only get to keep what you give. So if you're somebody that is looking for love is what you need to be giving in this season. If you're somebody that is looking for wealth is what you need to be giving in this season. And wealth isn't always monetary value. right? You can give people the gift of love. You can give them wealth of love, right? So I want you to identify that on this call on today, and identify that better days are coming. Drop a better days are coming in the chat if you believe whatever it is that you're confessing that it's going to happen, right? Better days are coming. And I really want you to understand that. I want you to understand that God is up to something in your life right now. And it's up to you to make sure that you guard your spirit, right? It's up to you to make sure that you guard your spirit. That's why I often get on these calls and tell you what are the most important things we have to make sure that we're guarding: our eyes and our ears. Our eyes and our ears. Why? Because those are both things that are gateways to our heart. Right? Those are both things that are gateways into our heart. He's ready to take us to a higher dimension. He's ready to take us to a new level, a new normal. You know, you may be in a place right now where it's still quarantine, and we're trying to identify the new normal in the physical realm, but you also have to understand He's ready to take us to a new normal in the spirit realm as well, right? In the spirit realm as well. But you have to understand that. You have to understand that, like the people that are believing that better days are coming, He's ready to deliver the escape route for you, right? He's ready to deliver the escape route for you, but you have to be very intentional of what's going on right now. We're in a very sensitive time right now, right? We're in a very sensitive time right now where you can identify if you're going to be fearful or if you're going to operate from the spirit of faith. Right? So today I implore you to make sure that you're operating from a spirit of faith, being very intentional with everything that you do. Be very intentional with the way that you show up to a call. Be very intentional with how you speak to other individuals. Be very intentional about how you speak about yourself. Be very intentional about what you allow to go into your ear gate. What is it that you're listening to? Right? You know, for some people, you might have to fall back on a certain kind of music right now and really lock in. Be very intentional on your spirituality. Be very intentional on increasing your stamina as it pertains to working out in the physical realm as well. You have to be very intentional about all of these things. Understand that you're coming out. You're coming out. Drop a "I'm coming out" in the chat. Right? You're coming out. You're coming out, you're coming out, you're coming out. He's ready to perform miracle signs and wonders. And what are the signs? The goals that we're writing out every single day. He's ready to make that happen for you. But there's a certain person that has to show up. There's a certain 10% that you're going to have to make sure that you give in order for Him to complete the 90 for you. In order for Him to complete the 90 for you. Be very aware as well of what the enemy is going to use for your demise. Because right now, there's going to be attacks that come to people, places, and things that are very, very close to you. There's going to be vices that he may even put back into your eye gate and then have you going down a realm that you're trying to get delivered from. So it's very, very important that you pay attention to those things. Because what you look at the longest is what becomes the strongest in your life. Write that down. What you look at the longest is what becomes the strongest in your life. And that's why you can't be looking at the past anymore. You have to make a decision today that you're not going to look back. Like, think about it. If I'm driving right now and if I'm looking in my rear view instead of looking straight, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me if I'm driving, right? And my eyes need to be on the road, on the windshield, on the goal. But I'm looking at my rear view. What's going to happen to me? I'm going to crash. I'm going to crash. And prayerfully, I wasn't by myself because everyone else would crash along with me as well. So you have to be aware of that. It's important that you're aware of that. It's important that you stay focused on your windshield, that you stay focused on what is in front of you, that you stay focused on the will that he has for your life, that you stay focused on the vision. It's very, very important that you stay focused on that and understand and believe that your tomorrow looks promising, right? You have to believe that your tomorrow looks very, very promising. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. When I was sleeping on the floor at my mom's house facing eviction, I was believing that tomorrow was going to look promising for me. So you have to believe that as well. And you have to understand that it's, instead of looking at it from a standpoint of going from challenge to challenge, look at it from a standpoint of going from change to change. Right? Because when you take a look at the word challenge and you take out the words in the letters in the middle, that spells out the word change. So every challenge in your life is preparing you for a new change for the person that you need to be at the next level. Every single challenge that you face in your life is simply preparing you for the person that you need to be in order to face the next challenge. And if you're experiencing the same kind of challenges over and over and over again, you have to identify, man, there's an area that I need to grow in because I clearly haven't got what was for me in order to get to the next level. Because there's going to be challenges, but they shouldn't always be the same, right? It should be next level challenges. You know, people often talk about, you know, new levels, new devils, etc. That's real talk, right? So you're on this call, and just to kind of put it into perspective, you'll have platinum 150 challenges. You'll have platinum 600 challenges. You'll have platinum 1,000 challenges. You'll have platinum 2,000 challenges, platinum 5,000 challenges, chairman 10 challenges, right? But you have to be aware of that. Awareness is the principal thing. Because if you go through this from a victim standpoint, you will continue to go through it instead of you growing through it. So it's very important that you understand what's taking place right now, and you have to push. You have to push. You have to push. You have to push. The enemy wants you to concentrate on how you feel, right? And you may not be feeling the best right now. And he wants you to concentrate on that to where you get yourself into a place to where you're not taking action, to where you're not doing anything. So it's very important that you're aware of these things. It's very important that you push past your feelings. It's very important that you identify the challenges that are taking place right now and get a reward for it. Get a reward for it. When you get off of this call, grab a whiteboard, write your desires on one side, write your distractions on one side, and be very transparent with yourself, because we all know exactly what our distractions are. And you will keep being distracted if you don't do this particular exercise and take action on it, right? If you don't do this particular exercise and take action on it. So I implore you to do that. Write your desires on one side, write your distractions on one side. Your desires on one side may be going chairman 10, it may be being one of the 50 chairman traders, it may be being able to walk away from my job this year, it may be being able to save 6 figures, being able to start an investment account, whatever the case is. Your distractions might be your relationship. Your distractions might be negativity around you. Your distractions might be negativity at your job. Your distractions might be attacks to your mental clarity. You have to write down all of these things. So when they come into play, you can look and be like, okay, I've already identified this as a distraction. What do I need to do now to shift my mindset back to my desires in order to get what it is that I want? Because the distractions will be there. But as long as I continue to go and grow through it all, I'm going to get what it is that I want. I'm going to get what it is that I want. There's going to be some glory after this, but you got to get through it. You got to get through it. You got to get through. You got to get through. You got to get through. So as we're wrapping up, drop a better days that come in this chat and also in the Telegram as well. And I really want you to believe that for your situation. I really want you to believe that for your situation. We're coming upon the close of the month. We're about a week or some change before this month is out. And everything that you wrote down that was supposed to take place this month, it can still happen for you. It can still happen for you, but you got to believe better days are coming. Better days are coming for me. Better days are coming for my family. Better days are coming for everybody in this investment group. Better days are coming for everybody that I'm in contact with, right? Everybody that I'm in contact with. So make it a point to rebuke that spirit of distraction. That spirit of distraction. Rebuke the spirit of distraction that gets you in a place to where you're idle and you don't do anything. You got to shake that spirit off right now. You got to get that spirit off of you on this call. You got to shake that off. Because everybody that's on this call, you're meant for something greater. And he's ready to do something new in your life. But it's like Steve Harvey talked about it. It's going to come with a couple things. It's going to come with some breaking. All right, you may be getting completely broken down right now, and understand that you're not alone. But you can stay in that place of being broke down. You can stay in that place of being distracted and literally be stuck. Or you can decide, okay, I can identify what's taking place right now, and I can roll with the punches. And I'm not going outside. I'm not going out without a fight. You have to identify that. You have to be able to get off this call, look yourself in the mirror, regardless of whatever's going on, and say, man, I'm not going out without a fight. I'm not. Especially for a lot of people that are on this call that have been at this for a particular period of time, not going out without a fight. No. What did they say in Think and Grow Rich? That we had to burn the boats, we had to win or perish. That's the place that you have to get to. Not to where it just sounds good, to where you can say, they gonna have to real live kill me before I get what it is that I want. That's the place that you have to get to. Win or perish. Not going outside. They gonna have to real live kill me. That's the place that you have to get to. That's the intensity that you have to operate from. That's the place that you have to operate from when you're laying down on the bed and the devil is trying to work on your mind, trying to remind you of who you once were, trying to remind you that you're less than, trying to remind you that you're not enough. You got to say that I'm more than enough, right? It's not just affirmations for our goals. It's affirmations for our life. You got to fight back. You got to say, I'm more than enough. Wealth and riches are in my house. So you have to identify whatever affirmation that you're going to pull from when it's time to fight back, because you have to fight back. And now more than ever, you're going to have to fight even harder. Because people are going outside right now. Not you, though. Not you, though. Not you, though. So better days are coming. Keep the better days are coming in the chat. Understand that this thing is going to happen for you the moment that you get yourself into a place of believing. And also understand this, and this will give you peace as we end this off for real. That the vision is meant for an appointed time. An appointed time. So what that means is it's definitely not going to be on your time. You know, you may be on this call and it's like, man, I hear you. I've been going at it. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. You just got to keep going, brother. You just got to keep going, sister. And just understand that it is meant for an appointed time. And again, that's correct. You have to stay in position. You have to stay poised. You have to stay in proper position to be ready to receive what's yours. Is he ready to knock you off? And folks are getting knocked off currently right now. But you have to make a decision that you're not going to be one of those people. So you have to do whatever you have to do to vibrate higher. I'm going to go more into this on the call tomorrow. You want to make sure that everybody that you love and care about does not miss that call tomorrow. You want to be very, very certain that everyone that you love and care about does not miss that call on tomorrow. That's the place that you got to operate from, man. You got to fight. You got to fight. You got to fight. You got to fight. I have no idea who I'm talking to, but there's a reason why I'm still talking. I'm talking to somebody on here. I don't know who. I'm talking to one of these 50 people on here. I don't know. You were just in the closet like, man, when is this thing going to happen for me? But don't fold. Don't fold. Again. Your story is directly connected to thousands, if not millions of people who are going through the same exact thing right now. Your story. Everybody on this call, their story is different. Everybody on this call come from different background, I know, whatever. Your story is different. And there's people going outside, people jumping off this call going outside because they don't want to hear that. But I'm going to be the one to tell you, you got to fight. Because if you don't fight, if you choose flight over fight, your situation's still going to be the same. You're just going to be even more pissed off that you put all this time and effort into something and it didn't work for you. You got to fight. Whatever that looks like for you. Because I know for some people, it's not just the business. And that's why I make it a point to touch on that. For some people, it's a fight for your mind. It's a fight for your thinking right now. For some people, it's a fight for your thinking right now. For some people, it's a fight for your hearing right now. People around you telling you all kinds of stuff about you, all kinds of stuff about what you got going on. For some people, it's a battle of what you're saying. That it's time to switch it up. I have to begin to say, man, I can only speak on what it is that I want. Even if I'm actively in a challenge right now, even if I identify, man, I'm down bad right now, I'm down to my last right now, I can't speak that. I have to speak wealth and riches. I have to speak what it is that I want. I have to speak happy and grateful now. And for some people, like that battle with your ears is because you're using your mouth speaking. I'm so happy and grateful now, but you got people around you that are speaking to you as you're saying that, and they're like, okay, so when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna manifest? You gotta guard your ears, man. Everybody that's for you ain't for you. And that's real talk. And the moment that I realized that, that somebody can love you, you know, say they love you and stuff like that, and love you on a physical plane, but don't realize what they do to you on a spiritual plane. And you have to be aware. You have to be aware, man, who's actively serving you right now. That's why last week I said, when I was talking about guard your conversations, you have to be aware of what conversations are serving me right now. You might have to cut off some real life people that are real life close to you. I don't know. But it's a battle, though. For some people, it's all of the above. It's a battle for your mind. It's a battle for your hearing. It's a battle for your tongue right now. But you got to fight, Slim. You got to fight, Slim. What else you gonna do? I had to get to the place where I was like, man, what else am I gonna do? If you don't fight, let's bring it back to the business. What else are you gonna do if you don't fight and make this thing happen in this particular business? Okay, I probably would have still been working in property management, having jobs and opportunities to where I'm one person, they're giving me the job of 3 people. Man, you got to identify that. Working minimum wage, working dead end jobs, like you really got to identify that, because a lot of y'all are moving. Watch this. A lot of y'all are moving as if you went back to what you were doing prior to this, the life would be good. It wouldn't. That's why you got started. It absolutely wouldn't. Absolutely. It's a spiritual warfare right now. That's why the biggest battle is for your mind. So 3 things your mind needs. Your mind needs instructions. Your mind needs a focus. And your mind needs a hero. Right? Write that down. Your mind needs a focus. Your mind needs instructions. And your mind needs a hero. You have to give your mind instructions, or it will give you instructions. You have to instruct your mind. I'm not thinking that today. I'm not saying that today. I'm not doing that today. So then after you instruct your mind, you now have to follow up and give it a focus. Okay, we've identified what we are and what we aren't doing. So what are we focused on? I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm cheering 500. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a chairman lead. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a 7-figure trader. I'm so happy and grateful now that peace envelops me. I'm so happy and grateful now that peace envelops me. What am I focused on? And my mind needs a hero. And my mind needs a hero. I know who my hero is. I know where my help comes from. And you have to identify that on this call once today. I've been saying I was about to close for like 20 minutes. Here's the deal. 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 You can't lose this, because losing this fight is not just you losing. It's a generational thing. If you lose this fight, when you die, your kid's going to have to pick up where you left off. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's where generational curses come from. You can't lose this fight. You can't lose this fight. You can't afford to lose this fight. You can't. You can't afford to lose it. So some of y'all got kids right now on this call. Can't afford to lose this fight. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen for my daughter if I lose this fight? And that's what you got to ask yourself once a day. If I lose this fight from my mind, if I lose this fight from my ear, if I lose this fight from my tongue, if I lose this fight from my mental clarity, if I understand this warfare and I don't come to war correctly and I lose, what's gonna happen for my family? So if everybody understands that it's a fight, if everybody understands that it's warfare, root word war. So coming to war, I have to come to war prepared. So I have to come to war with my shield and with my sword. Right? I have to come to war with my shield and with my sword. So what exactly does that mean as far as what I come to war with? My words. I can't lose the battle of my words. I can't lose the battle of my words. And we're human. So you might lose the battle. Like, let me give you an example. You might say something, because it's 4 quarters in a day. You might say something first quarter of your day, and now I got to take the other 3 quarters of my day to affirm against what it is that I said, and then I still won the day. You follow me? Drop a 2 2 2 if you follow me. Right? Because I'm not saying it's going to be rosy. You might get off this call, cut somebody out right now. All right, bet. You took a loss second quarter. But you can go into halftime. You can regroup. What does regrouping look like? Getting into my word. What does regrouping look like? Getting back into my affirmations. Getting back into my incantation. And now I just had to up my confession even more to make up for what it is I was talking about first quarter, second quarter of the day, of the morning. That's how you got to break this thing down, man. That's how you got to break this thing down. And you got it. You got this thing, man. You got to understand that you're the chosen one. And not just like a cute saying, or not just because you heard it on TV or something like that. Like, real life, the chosen one. Take a look at your family. And take a look at how they move and how you move and how you're trying to move and how you're trying to pivot and how you're trying to elevate. You're the chosen one. It's a 1% in everything. That cash flow quadrant is real. It applies to everything. You're the 1% of your family. Think about it. Like, think about like, I never had like a family reunion or anything like that. But for those that have, it might be 3,000 people at the family reunion, but maybe 1 or 2 of them are extremely successful in all areas. 1%. So if you know that you're the chosen one, if you know that you're in the 1%, it's time for you to act like it. It's time for you to begin to adopt what you need to in order to get what it is that you want. And everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that. But again, just to recap, we understand that it's spiritual warfare. So the root word is, well, actually it's 2 root words. The root word is war, and then the other root word is spirit. Right? If it's spiritual warfare, so spirit war. Spirit war. That's why the battle's going to be in here. That's why the battle's going to be in here. Right? So we know that we have to forgive ourselves from the past, and we have to use our words and begin to continue to speak what we want, speak against that. Somebody said that you're not smart enough to do this. Speak against that. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm intelligent. If somebody, I don't know, you know better than me the kind of things that people try to say to you to bring you down. You know better than me what your life's experience is right now that's currently trying to bring you down. But you got to speak towards that. You got to speak towards that. Everything my hands touch is blessed. You have to begin to speak those things and really mean it and really feel it deep down on the inside of you. And if we have the ability to create, Why on earth would I continuously create what it is that I don't want? So that's why you got to make sure that you win your day. You might have took your first quarter of the day talking about the previous challenge or actively in the previous challenge. Second quarter of the day talking about your previous challenge, actively in your previous challenge. Boom, it's halftime. Okay, great. I have to regroup now because I have to win this day. I have to win this day. I begin to up my affirmations. I begin to up my incantations. I begin to up my I'm so happy and grateful nows. Boom, I won the third quarter. Boom. I begin to up my affirmation, my incantations 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. Boom. I won the fourth quarter and I won the game. You do that 7 days, you'll have a good week. You do that 30, 31 days, you'll have a good month. And those challenges that you were going through at the beginning will seem very small, will seem very minuscule. And again, everything that you're going through right now is on purpose. But understand that it's all for your good. Let me give y'all something real quick, and I'm done for real. Let me give y'all something real quick, and I'm done. I shared this on Sunday, but just to give it to you again, and even to give it to myself again. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and plans to give you hope for the future." Some version says an expected end. That's a good word right there. So what does that mean? That regardless of what it may currently look like right now, my Creator has plans to prosper me and not to harm me. Plans to give me hope and a future. That's why you have to get excited in the storm. Because of the plans He has for you. Because just to kind of give you an example, thinking about the storm, I want you to think about like you driving out of the storm and then you see a rainbow at the end. And you see the sun shining, beaming at the end. That looks like prosperity to me. When it wasn't looking good, when I had no idea what it was going to look like, I made it a point to hold on. I made it a point to keep fighting because I knew that He wasn't going to put anything on me that I couldn't bear. I might feel harmed, but I understand that His word is telling me that it's not to harm me. So if I feel harmed right now, but His word is telling me it's not to harm me, what does that mean? That means that what I'm going through is simply to grow me. It's simply to grow me. I'm excited, man. Better days are coming. Drop a better days are coming in the chat. I'm believing for everybody on this call. On tomorrow, the Super Saturday is definitely going to be one for the history books. Right? We're fighting back. We're not going outside. We're making this thing happen. We're fighting through the spiritual warfare. And everybody on this call is going to get exactly what it is that you deserve. But you have to meditate on what do I deserve from the work that I've been putting in, from the 10% that I have to give. What do I deserve?